Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Space Marine chapters, as we get into a specialty unit called the Tempest Blade. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day, and if you have any suggestions for topics that you guys would like us to see create a video about, please comment down below. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Tempest Blades. A Tempest Blade is a specialist veteran role unique to the Storm Warden Space Marine chapter. These individuals have attained such acclaim within their chapter, and are grouped together into special veteran squads within the chapter's first company, also known as Tempest Blades. A tradition has grown up within the Storm Wardens, based around the notion of the pursuit of the last duel. Warriors who have attained the acclaim of their entire chapter are hailed as so-called Tempest Blades, and are grouped together into special veteran squads within the elite First Company. On the field of battle, Tempest Blade squads seek out the most powerful enemies and engage them in close combat, no matter the odds. Sometimes the enemy is a band of champions, in which case the Tempest Blades disperse to fight each foe individually, while at other times the enemy is so large and powerful that they must pool their power together, though no other outsider of the squad is allowed to intervene. Occasionally, the most senior Tempest Blade declares that he and he alone may engage the foe, his battle brothers forming a perimeter around the fight so that none may interfere or influence the result. But Tempest Blades are far more than veteran squads, for they embody much of the character and aspirations of the chapter. Each Tempest Blade is an inheritor of the teachings, honor, and often the war gear of the named predecessor, following his example and passing it on by his own deeds. Thus, each Tempest Blade is said to be continuing the deeds of a particular ancestor, and none can be declared a member of this inner order of the chapter unless they have proven themselves worthy of replacing the ancestor whose deeds they intend to emulate. Tempest Blades are masters of close combat and carry into battle the most sacred of relic weapons and artificer armor available to the chapter. Many carry the huge Sacris Claymore, symbolic of the warrior clans of Sacris. Every Storm Warden is skilled with the great claymores of Sacris from their time as a tribesman, and many strive to master the subtleties of wielding so large and deadly a weapon. Tempest Blades have perfected the use of such weapons, wielding large, heavy implements of destruction deftly and gracefully. Others bear thunder hammers, power axes, power glaives, or power halberds, all distinctively two-handed power weapons. Because they bear such an oversized weapon, Tempest Blades must rely on their own skill at parrying or avoiding enemy attacks, and some become adepts of utilizing the halves of certain weapons to turn an enemy's blow. It is the aspiration and most cherished dream of every Tempest Blade to earn a place in the Lexicon Heroica, a great tome maintained by the librarians of the Storm Wardens chapter. In the pages of this multi-volume archive, the deeds and the manner of the death of the greatest of heroes are written, and it is through the chapters and verses written therein that the Tempest Blades follow and continue the traditions of their ancestors. Each studies the deeds of a particular figure of legend, and seeks above all else to live up to the example set by this predecessor. Thus, a continuous lineage is established, examples from thousands of standard years ago driving the chapter forward. Of course, the earliest volumes of the Lexicon Heroica are missing, sealed away beneath the chapter's fortress monastery of High Castle in the wake of the Nemesis incident. It has been observed by some outsiders that there is something tragic, almost fatalistic, in the traditions of the Tempest Blades. Each is engaged upon a quest that can only end in his own death. The Tempest Blades themselves might counter that it is the manner of a warrior's death that defies him. They hold the belief that only at the moment of death does a warrior gain true insight, learning the limits of his own abilities, and in so doing, knowing himself as no other warrior can. For this reason, the Tempest Blades hold those interned within the sarcophagus of a dreadnought as a specially holy person, for these Astartes have experienced the point of death, gain the ultimate insight and return to fight on. For many Tempest Blades, such a fate is the ultimate revelation, and one they yearn to attain as the culmination of their own service. It is not unusual for Tempest Blades to swear the Apocryphean oath and take up the long watch of the Death Watch, for in doing so, they might reasonably expect to encounter foes no warrior has previously faced, and test themselves against truly unique challenges. In the service of the Death Watch, a Tempest Blades carves his own legend, transcending the traditions of his forebearers, so that one day his own deeds will be studied by future generations, and his name recorded in the hollow pages of the Lexon Heroica. The Tempest Blades wear Tempest amulets. The native traditions of Sarkris place a strong emphasis on the ability of the individual to effect change in the world through strength of arms and force of will. Tempest amulets are rooted in the mysticism of the tribes of Sarkris, but also serve as a focus for the Storm Warden's stubborn will. These small leather pouches contain Tempest stones, rocks fused into glass by the fierce lightning storms of Sarkris, and wrapped in prayer scripts written by the owner. The Tempest Blades carry the Sarkris Claymore, a large version of the traditional weapon favored by the Pharaoh-barbarian clans of the world of Sarkris and the Calic sector. These progenious swords are used exclusively by the Battle Brothers of the Storm Warden Space Marine chapter. The Pharaoh clansmen of Sarkris are raised with giant claymores in their hand. After a warrior's transfiguration into a Space Marine is complete, the sword of his youth is a light and simple thing, but the Storm Wardens have made a habit of forging improved versions of these primitive weapons of size and material, befitting a member of the Adeptus Astartes. It is far from unheard of for an enraged Storm Warden to favor his simple claymore over a power sword, particularly when the matter of honor is at stake. A Sarkris claymore replaces the Astartes combat knife and requires 2 hands to wield. And those were 40 facts on the Tempest Blade. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, share this with your friends on Facebook and Twitter. This is an excellent example of just really inspirational lore that you could put towards your own Space Marine units. Your army, each individual unit in your army can have some amazing lore. You just have to get inspiration from other places in Warhammer 40K, and that's what we're here for. Now, this is part of a larger chapter, the Storm Wardens. The Storm Warden lore is coming very soon. If you want to read it now, click on the link below. That's going to take you to the wiki page with the Storm Warden's lore on there, so you could read that actually right now. What's really interesting about this unit is definitely the fact that they choose the name of a predecessor to emulate. So they're choosing a hero from their past to get inspired from, and they're drawing inspiration, I feel, from the Catholic Church. Now, we always see the connection between the Catholic Church and Warhammer 40K, but in this particular unit, you definitely see the huge inspiration. I grew up Catholic, and I know of the ritual within Catholicism of confirmation. So whenever you're going to get confirmed, or when you're going to get confirmed into the Catholic Church, you are supposed to take on the name of a saint. That name is supposed to be the same as, or you're going through the same ritual as the Tempest Blade. So basically, you're taking on that saint's name because you are trying to emulate that saint. That saint might be like a holy man. He might be somebody that did a miracle that's going to inspire you or guide you through your life, and you're going to try to honor his name by choosing his name and living your life according to his teachings or his actions. Same way that the Tempest Blades choose the hero, and then they live their life trying to emulate that hero. So it's actually really cool, and I love how Warhammer 40K always connects to actual history within, modern times. Really awesome. If you guys can see any other connection between rituals that you do in your own religion or in your own government that you see within Warhammer 40K, please comment down below. I would love to know about that, and if you guys are interested in that, we can create a 40 facts video on all the comparisons or all the inspirations drawn from real life into Warhammer 40K. If that's something you guys would like, please comment down below. But with that said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it really helps out the channel. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. This was Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.